Let me talk to you man to man for a second. There's something powerful that happens the moment you truly let go, not pretend. Not play games, not act cold, hoping she notices, but when you actually detach. That energy shift, she feels it. You don't even have to say a word. No emotional paragraphs, no last attempts to be understood. Just silence, peace. And that shift hits her like nothing else. You'll see it too. Not through a message, not through an apology, but suddenly. She's watching your stories again, 2 minutes after you post. She's online when you're online. She's back in your digital world, quiet but present. Why? Because she can sense it. That you're no longer trying, that your attention has returned to its rightful place. She doesn't come back because you begged. She comes back because she can feel that void where your energy used to be. That access she once had, instant, reliable, emotional, is gone. And for the first time, she's the one sitting with the unknown. She thought you'd chase forever. She thought you'd never stop explaining, never stop showing you cared, never stop being emotionally available. But now, you're just done. Not angry, not bitter. Just done. That's the difference. You stopped needing her to care, and in that exact moment, she started to. You see, when a man pulls back with peace, it disrupts everything she believed about her control over you. Not because you're being distant to get a reaction, but because you've finally recentered your life around something far more valuable than her validation, your purpose. And now she's not sure what's going on. She's left wondering, did he stop loving me? Does he even think about me? Why hasn't he checked my story, liked my post, sent a text? That confusion, it's louder than any explanation. And ironically, it's in your silence that she starts to hear you the most. This isn't about playing hard to get. This is about stepping into your power, the kind that doesn't need to chase, doesn't need to beg, doesn't need to prove anything. You've said all you needed to say by saying nothing at all. And when your energy is no longer directed toward her, she feels it instantly. Because women are tuned into energy in a way most men don't even realize. The moment you detach fully, not emotionally dead, but emotionally centered, that's when the tables turn. Not because you wanted her to notice, but because you no longer needed her to. That's the shift that makes all the difference. And that's when she starts feeling you more in your absence than she ever did when you were fully present. You might not realize it, but somewhere along the way, she became the center of your world. Your schedule bent around her moods. Your emotions rose and fell with the attention she gave you or didn't give you. You thought caring meant always being there for her, no matter what. But that constant emotional availability slowly chipped away at her respect for you. Not because you cared too much, but because you lost yourself in her. When you let someone else's feelings control your peace, you lose your own power. Now that you've taken your life back, she feels the difference deep down. You've stopped making her the center of your universe and started putting yourself first. Your goals, your routines, your peace have become your priority. The gravitational pull that once kept her orbiting your every move has reversed. Suddenly, she's the one wondering where she stands. In a world where she used to be everything, she's now faced with your absence. This absence isn't cold or bitter. It's calm and confident. You're no longer bending over backward to accommodate her. Instead, you're living your life fully, without hesitation or compromise. That shift is powerful because it shows her that your energy isn't something to be taken for granted. Your presence is now a privilege, not a given. She notices when you stop rearranging your world for her moods or demands. She feels the space you've created around yourself, a space she used to fill, and that space, it's unsettling for her because it exposes the truth. You're not hers to control anymore. The man she thought she had, he's gone, and now, she has to reckon with the fact that you're the one who holds the power to choose your peace over her presence. Not every woman reaches out directly. Some send signals subtle, indirect, like breadcrumbs, leading you to her thoughts without actually asking for a conversation. She might post stories with hidden meanings, drop vague captions, or give you a like here and there, testing the waters to see if you're still paying attention. These little signals are her way of checking if she still has space in your mind without having to face outright rejection. If you respond to those signals, even just silently, she knows she still holds a place in your thoughts. She feels that connection linger, and it keeps her hope alive. But when you stop reading into those hints, when you stop decoding her passive attempts to reach you, the dynamic changes completely. You're no longer reacting to her invisible strings. Instead, you choose not to engage, not to feed the uncertainty. That silence becomes deafening not because she wants to talk, but because she's losing control over the situation. When you don't dance to her signals, she's left wondering if she's still relevant in your life. That confusion is powerful. It unsettles her in ways words never could because it strips away the certainty she once had about your feelings. By not chasing, by not interpreting every hidden message, you reclaim your narrative. You stop living according to her rules and start writing your own story. That's when you move from being a player in her game to the one who controls the board. And that shift, it breaks the old pattern, forcing her to face a reality where you're no longer hooked by her emotional tactics. In that space, your silence speaks volumes. It says, I'm not here to be manipulated. I'm here to live on my terms. And that message, it's one she can't ignore. You used to give your energy away like it was unlimited time, attention, emotion, all freely handed over without a second thought. She could call on you anytime, expecting you to drop everything and be there, emotionally, mentally, physically. But that kind of availability, that constant giving without boundaries, it diminishes your value. It makes your presence feel ordinary, expected, something she doesn't have to earn. But when you start treating your energy like the precious resource it is, everything changes. You stop being easily accessible. You no longer answer every call, respond to every message, or shift your plans on a whim. Instead, you create space around your peace, your routine, your priorities. That energy becomes a privilege or gift you offer selectively, only to those who truly deserve it. And that shift is magnetic. It's what makes you stand out because you're no longer a convenience or a choice. This isn't about ghosting or playing games. It's about recognizing that your peace is sacred and not something to be sacrificed for anyone who doesn't appreciate it. When you stop pouring yourself into someone who never earned that level of commitment, they either wake up or get left behind. Either way, you win because your energy speaks louder than any words ever could. She notices this change. Even if she doesn't admit it, the space you create where you once were is like a quiet announcement. You value yourself now, and that's more attractive than any chase or drama. The man who respects his own energy doesn't chase. He doesn't beg. He moves forward with intention, and when she realizes she can't just call you up whenever she wants, when she can't depend on your constant presence, that's when she truly feels your absence in. That feeling lingers long after any words have faded. Most men get stuck, wanting her to understand, to see their pain, to recognize the hurt she caused, to admit what she lost, but needing her to get it keeps you chained to the past. True freedom comes the moment you stop caring whether she understands or not. You already know your worth. You know what you gave and what it cost. That's enough. You don't need her validation to move forward. When you release the need for her understanding, you step into your power. You stop living to be seen by her and start living for yourself. That shift is powerful because it flips the script. Now, instead of chasing explanations or closure from her, you create your own peace. You build your own life on your own terms, without waiting for her approval or acknowledgement. And when you stop seeking answers, something unexpected happens. She starts trying to explain herself. Your silence becomes a mirror, forcing her to fill in the blanks you no longer want to answer. It unsettles her because your peace shows her that you've stopped waiting for her to fix what she broke. Letting go can feel like failure or shame, especially when you care deeply. That guilt is a trap. She pulled away first, not you. The man who truly heals is the one who lets go without shame. He says, yeah, I loved her, but I love myself more now. That transformation from guilt to growth is what breaks the old cycle. You didn't fold. You rose, quietly, fully, without needing revenge or validation. You chose peace over pain, self-love over bitterness, and that calm, confident energy is the strongest message you'll ever send. It's not your words or texts that shake hurts, the fact that you finally stopped waiting and started evolving. And that evolution, it's what makes her feel you more new in your absence than she ever did when you were in her life.